What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight, and today I'm going to talk about the brand new Mega Monster Binder for you guys. So yeah, as you guys can see, I mean, this thing really does live up to its name. This is the newest Monster Binder that has been released. They were actually nice enough to send me one of these to make a video on, so I wasn't paid. They just sent me this binder to talk about. And yeah, I just thought I would do sort of a quick review on it, because this thing is pretty insane. It's actually really heavy. Like, you wouldn't think so. I mean, there's no cards in this right now. It's sealed. And it is still a really heavy binder to have. So it kind of looks like a binder you would put your taxes in, or, you know, kind of one of those big binders like that. But of course, this has pages in it, just like what you've seen from Monster Binder. It's like a couple of Monster Binders basically put together, because with this, you still have 9 pockets in it. You still have the same sort of, you know, where you put in the side loading pockets and all too, so your cards don't fall out of these. So you can't just like turn over, all your cards are going everywhere, which especially is good with a binder like this, because you're definitely going to pick up a lot of cards. And this will hold up to 720 cards. Yeah, you heard me right. This is a binder that will hold basically someone's whole collection. If they, you know, if they want, they can just put it all in this binder. So it's a really cool binder like that. Everything else too is pretty much like a monster binder like we've seen in the past. I mean, the, you know, same material on it, and it's just basically a bigger version of it. So it is really cool, and I honestly can't get over how heavy this honestly is. I can't wait to put a bunch of cards in it and see how heavy it is then, because that might actually be kind of tough to lift. Might be a good way to exercise, right? That's how CyberKnight gets its exercise. He's gonna put all his cards in this and use it kind of as like a weight or something, you know? Do that a few times. You probably would get a workout, that's for sure. Let me open this up, because yeah, I can't get it open from the bottom like you're supposed to. I can't do it correctly. And there we are. So, like I said, it's basically like the normal Monster Binder you guys are used to seeing. I mean, it is the same material on that, just bigger. So you still have all your different pages. It's been kind of sealed for a while, so they kind of stick together on that at the beginning. But after you get cards in everything, things will flatten out and you can get your cards in there fairly easily. I mean, it still has the side loading pockets, as you guys can tell. But yeah, let's go on ahead too and fill this binder up with cards, and we'll see if it will actually hold 720 cards and how well it will hold them. I wonder if I can even lift it after that. So let's go on ahead, cut away, and see how many cards I can get into this thing. Alright, and we are back. So of course, I went on ahead and I filled this binder up full of common Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I think they were from the random pack opening even. And as you guys can tell, I mean, this binder is full of cards. So yeah, it is seriously heavy. Of course, being a monster binder, I think too, you can hold it upside down. The cards are not going to fall out of it, because since you know, put the cards in from the side. So that's really good. And you can really hold a lot of cards in this thing. And you can tell, I mean, it is probably bigger than even like a college textbook, or at least around in that size, right? So that's pretty insane. Also, though, the only thing that I've noticed that I'm not a big fan of with this is that when I was filling this up full of cards, as you guys can tell, I mean, it is a new binder, so you kind of have to give, you know, some credit on that, but the pages don't really want to open, so you kind of have to work with this one. And also, too, what worries me is just how it's designed, because it is designed like with one giant spine, like it's a bigger version of the binder. I feel like they should cut this like in half, or even 3 times on it, where it's a little bit more separate and maybe has a few more spines in it. Like, I think actually it has 2 spines right there, where it's like that could be its own binder and that could be its own binder. But I feel like it might need to a little bit more, because in a way that kind of becomes a negative for it, that it holds so many cards and so much weight in it that when you're flipping through your pages, then things like this start to happen. Again, it's a new binder, so I know as you start using it more, it will be a lot easier. But I'm trying to flip the page and it's doing that. And then as you're adding more to it, it's really hard to flatten out everything. Like, if you're going through this binder, you better do it on a table, because if you're holding this, I could see it easily just warping your cards. I mean, just like crazy. That was one of the things I was worried about with this binder too, is that as you're going through it like this, I mean, you're adding more weight to it, and as more weight goes through, then yeah, it starts to go to the other side. But like, think about your bottom page on this too. You're kind of warping those cards a little bit as you're going through that. That's the reason for this test. I used a bunch of common cards and stuff too. So that's kind of a huge negative, in my opinion, on that. Because, yeah, on paper it sounds like a cool idea to have a bunch of cards in this, but as you're going through this, I mean, it starts to get a little bit crazy. Now, once you get to about the middle of the binder, so around in this spot, it flattens out a lot better, and the weight kind of holds everything, you know, pretty evenly. I mean, you can kind of see it's not totally flat, but I don't feel like it's damaging anything. Other than that, though, whenever you just go through a couple of pages on either way, whether you have more pages on this side or something, though, it really kind of starts to get uneven, which I don't really know how you can get around that, honestly, with a binder this big. Like I said, maybe if it had, instead of it being like basically, I guess, 2 binders put together, if it was maybe like 4 or something, the way they divided it, that might help out a little bit. Something like that, just kind of distribute it a little bit more evenly. I feel like that could fix it. Other than that, though, I mean, I feel like I can recommend this for someone who has like a bunch of like bulk cards, like you have maybe a bunch of like holos or promos or something, or even like I was thinking if you're trying to complete like a full set of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or even with Pokemon, because of course this works with more than just Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's just for my examples in this video. Obviously I'm going to show you guys Yu-Gi-Oh cards because, well, that's my audience. But of course this will work for Pokemon cards, Card Fight, any card game out there. The thing that I could only think of, though, really, is just for, like, bulk, or if you are completing full sets. And I know a lot of Pokemon collectors do that, where they want the full set of whatever booster pack it is, so then they, have them all in a binder. So this could help out with that. Again, though, the only thing is, I don't know if I would want to put, like, first off, a trade binder, which, I mean, seriously, if you have a trade binder like this, and you're taking it to, like, a locals, regional, or whatever, just any card shop or whatever, you're going to have a lot of cards to look after. So that's, that's kind of a pain as is, because this is something that has so many cards in it, and it gets so heavy that it becomes a little bit impractical. It's not really something you want to throw in your bag on that either. Maybe it's something you want to kind of keep at home for like your collections or something like that too. I don't think I would take this to tournament just because there's so many. Of course, maybe it's different for you. Maybe you carry a lot of binders normally and you want a way just to have one binder. So I can see that kind of working out too. And that's kind of another negative too, is that I wish it had like a band or something going on it, just because I feel like that would help close this a little bit better too, because if you're putting this in a bag, I feel like you're going to easily bend, like especially the front cover, but you could bend some of these other pages too. It needs like a band or something that will go and keep it closed or something like that, or maybe even the covers on it need to be heavier, like a book heavy. I mean, right now they're kind of like a thin vinyl, like plastic, and maybe they need to be more like a hardcover book. That might fix it a little bit better too. But the way it's designed right now, I just kind of feel like you're going to have to be careful with it. So, honestly, what I think about this binder is it's a cool idea, but I feel like it needs just a little bit more work to it, is the way I think of it. Because, again, I don't like how it kind of, warps the cards a little bit. Not really, like, messing them up, but if you're not careful, I feel like it could. So I would want to be very careful with that. If I'm putting some of my rarest cards in there, I would rather use a smaller binder, which, Monster Binder makes good quality binders, so I'd rather go with probably one of their smaller ones, just because I don't feel like I have to worry about it bending the cards, warping them, anything like that, because you're a collector, or anything, even to play, if you play the game you collect, you don't want your cards to be, in any kind of harm's way on that. That's the reason we buy products like this. So, in my opinion, I feel like maybe if they have another iteration of this, and it, like I said, maybe heavier cover, maybe even making it so that the spine's a little bit different on the design so it doesn't do that, I think you have a good product. But for now, this is something I just don't feel like I can recommend as easily. A cool idea, just needs a little bit more work, is just how I feel. But on the other hand, it does still have that Monster Binder quality, and if you're looking for a binder to go with, to put your cards in, I mean, Monster Binder is still, they still put out quality binders. So I do at least recommend getting one of their smaller binders too, like one of the other 9-pocket ones, or even one of the 4-pocket ones that they have too, because those are good quality. But for now, I hope maybe they'll kind of upgrade this a little bit and improve as they go, and I think they will. So, yeah. Tell me what you guys think about this binder. Do you like this idea? Do you not? And do you find, that it's going to be something useful or not so useful? Again, it's a lot of cards to keep up with, so let me know what you guys think about it. Of course, again, thank you to Monster Binder for reaching out to me and sending me this binder. It was really cool to do that, and I can't wait to see what else you're going to come up with. So, a big thank you to them. Of course, hit that like button. You enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos, and also, like, accessory reviews and other things, too. And, of course, ring that bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And I will catch you guys later. See ya.